fuck. So if you're looking Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's CloudCheckr webinar. My name's Paul O'Connell, and I'm part of the AWS team here at Ingram Micro. My co-presenter today, also from Ingram, is Neo Jiang. Wherever you are and wherever you're listening from, I want to thank you all very much for joining us. I hope you find today worthwhile and productive. Next slide, please, Neo. I'll just give you a moment to have a quick read of the agenda. But in terms of the timing for today, we'll look to have the presentation should take about 30, possibly 40 minutes. We've got a Q&A and a Kahoot quiz at the end, so please stick around for that with some great prizes to give away and also some information about some exciting Christmas promotions we've got coming up. Before we begin though, I'd like to, if I could, take a quick moment to talk about what I'm hoping you as a partner will get from today. If you're a partner and some of your customers have made the move to the cloud, one of the big challenges a lot of them will be facing is keeping control of that environment. Your customers will be wondering, how much am I spending? Why is it costing me this much? Is my environment secure? Am I over-provisioned? Am I under-provisioned? And a whole range of other challenges. Now, what we've found here at Ingram is that a lot of the native AWS tools, they're good up to a certain point. But once you start spending over a certain dollar amount and you start introducing things like AWS organizations, a lot of the AWS tools aren't quite up to scratch. And that's where CloudCheckr can come in. CloudCheckr is a cloud optimization tool that's designed to help you give your customers a really high-level granular insight into their AWS environment. By using CloudCheckr effectively, you can show your customers how they can not only save costs, they can get far greater, they can see if they're over-provisioned or under-provisioned. They can also see if they're secure against the relevant legislative framework that they have to comply with. The feedback we've had at Ingram from customers who've used CloudCheckr has been amazing. Customers have come up with all sorts of cost savings, and sometimes 20% of their monthly spend. They've also come up with a whole range of recommendations about how to optimize their environment. So the big takeaway from this for you as a partner, if your customers are in the cloud at the moment in AWS, a great way to start the dialogue is to talk to them about, can we show you how CloudCheckr works? I'm confident that and Neo will go into this in a bit of detail, that by showing them the functionality of CloudCheckr and what it can do for them as a partner, the AWS experience will be a lot smoother. And that will open the door for a whole range of other conversations that you can have with that customer about AWS and a whole lot of other things. So that's what I'm hoping that you as a partner will get from today's session, is how to start that journey with AWS, with your customers. Next slide, please, Neo. Just quickly, a little bit about Ingram Micro. Ingram in Australia took on AWS as a vendor in March of this year. But as you can see, we've got a long-standing partnership with them on a global level. There's two real key takeaways from this slide I'd like you to remember. One is that Ingram Micro is a distribution partner for AWS. And we are here to help you as a partner build out your AWS practice. The second point is that because of our size and our qualifications, we have a whole range of global best practice that we can draw on when it comes to AWS, which means that your AWS experience is a lot smoother by working with Ingram. So Ingram is definitely your distributor of choice when it comes to AWS. Next slide, please, Neo. Some of you, if you've heard these presentations before, will be familiar with this slide. But again, our role as a distributor is to help you as a partner build out your AWS practice. And there's some of the ways in which we do this. I'll cover this in a bit more detail in the next couple of slides. Whether it's sales and technical enablement, it might be the free training that you get from AWS or more bespoke training that we can also deliver. We also help you build out your practice, build out your AWS business, and we also offer some business and financial support. So really, whatever it is you need to get started to help you build out your AWS practice, talk to us here at Ingram. I'm pretty confident that we can definitely help you. Next slide, please, Neo. Now, again, if you're listening for the first time, I'll just quickly give you a high-level snapshot about how some of the basics that we can help you with to get started on your AWS journey. We can offer you up to 12% margin on all your AWS consumption. So if you've got a customer that's with AWS at the moment, by putting the billing through you as a partner, you've got up to 12% margin that you can make on that. But that's just the start. As Neo is going to demonstrate in the next 30 or 40 minutes, Using CloudCheckr can absolutely show you other ways in which you can not only build out the margin, but build a far deeper, stickier relationship with your customer when it comes to AWS. The reserved instance program, once you start getting serious in the AWS space, we've got a really great program around AWS reserved instances. What Ingram will do was we will actually purchase the reserved instance on your behalf, and we'll also manage the ongoing risk of that. So we give you 65% of the margin. That's a high-level overview, but if you're interested in knowing a bit more about the reserved instance program, reach out to me offline. But it's really great if you've got customers that are deep in AWS. We've also got a partner transformation program, which I'll talk about a little bit in the next slide, and of course the great technical support that you get from Neo and the rest of the team. So again, whatever you need to help build out your AWS business, talk to us here at Ingram. I'm confident we can help you. Next slide, please, Neo. The last slide before I pass back to Neo for the CloudCheckr demo is around AWS Illuminate. One of the big challenges customers face when they take on a vendor like AWS is, how do I get started? And to help you do just that, we've partnered with a third-party organization called SyncOrg. Now, SyncOrg is an organization that specializes in helping partners build out an AWS practice. They'll work across 4 key areas of your business: sales, technical, marketing, and management. And they'll help you build out an AWS business plan. So they'll take you from where you are now, and they'll help you set out the plan to help you they'll help you build out your AWS practice. So whether you want to build it to 100,000 or $1 million a year, by working with SyncOrg, they'll work across all those 4 areas of your business to help you do just that. This is free of charge from Ingram. And if you are serious about building out your AWS business, please reach out to me to learn more about how you can take advantage of this program. The feedback we've had from partners who've been on this program has been fantastic. Sales have increased by up to 70% in some cases, and it has been and SyncOrg, which is the organization that runs it, a lot of the people who are actually ex-AWS or ex-Google or ex-Microsoft are really high-level partners. So it's designed to help you as a partner build out your AWS practice effectively. And again, this is available free of charge through Ingram Micro. So again, thank you for all of that. I'll pass over to Neo, who'll give the CloudCheckr demonstration. Thank you, Neo.
Good day, everyone. Neo here. I'm the Cloud Solution Architect, part of Ingram Micro Cloud team. Today, I'm going to talk about CloudCheckr platform. Before we go into the demo, I just want to show you how the CloudCheckr works. What is CloudCheckr? CloudCheckr is a cloud management platform, right? So you look at the slide. We have AWS environment underneath layer. So you have a region availability zone. You have a lot of AWS infrastructure. And thanks to the AWS API, so CloudCheckr can access all the data. So there's a lot of data source here. You have Amazon GuardDuty, you have AWS Trusted Advisor, CloudTrail, CloudWatch, and also COR, which is Cost Usage Report. And CloudCheckr uses all this data to build modules. And there's all the modules for cost management. You can monitor, you can invoice your customer. You also have Finance Manager, which is you can do a profit analysis. You can also set alerts. And you have a cloud security. There are a lot of predefined rules there you can follow. You can set alerts and something in case someone breached the rule, then your team can take action accordingly. There's a lot of like best practice checks we'll talk about in the next slide. You also have inventory and utilization check. That's all the module and feature available on the CloudCheckr. As I mentioned, right, CloudCheckr is well known for this best practice check. There are 600 plus check at this moment. You can see there are 110 check for cost management. If you have unused resources, you have unused elastic IP, or you have unused idle RDS, you will get report and alerts. And you also have 290 plus security compliance check. You also have 90 plus utilization performance check and availability check. And because CloudCheckr is around for a long time, right? CloudCheckr has been here for more than 10 years. So there's a lot of recommendation from the partners or enterprise customers as they were saying, hey, I need this check. Can you do this for me? So I'm happy to take all the good feedback to the CloudCheckr team. If you have any, recommendation of good feedback, you have a brilliant idea, I want to do this check, let me know. We can provide feedback so they can add the check accordingly. So just keep in mind, this 600 plus check is based on the 10 years experience dealing with partners and enterprise customer. It's partner approved platform. So why we use CloudCheckr in the distribution program? Because AWS native billing is not built for resale. So it's hard for the partner to break the invoice and give to customer, and pretty much hard for the partner to give the customer like an overview and visibility on their invoice. CloudCheckr enables this AWS partner to accurately bill their end customer. And the second, CloudCheckr retail price is 3% of your monthly invoice. Let's say you have a 10 grand invoice from AWS, CloudCheckr gonna charge you 3%. But Ingram Micro offer all the AWS partner working with Ingram free of charge. We give you the full feature for the partner, and you can also offer this to the end customer for free. There's also robust feature set of security, as I mentioned, compliance check, inventory, and cost management. And they can give the partner quick win because you can literally enable the CloudCheckr for existing AWS customer, then give you the full visibility of their cloud environment. The next slide, I'm going to go to the demo. Okay, cool. This is a CloudCheckr main page. Because most of people want to see the cost related item. You can have the dashboard that was previewed in dashboard here. You can see that was total monthly by cost by service. You have the color over time. You can monitor your monthly consumption for different services based on color, right? Since this is my testing account, I don't really have any data there. But if I look at the production account for demo account, you can see there was a lot of data there. You can have a guard duty, you have an EC2 instance, and you can monitor the color over time. And on the right-hand side, you also have a dashboard here for total daily cost, right? You can see 1st of October, I have a spike there, and they might have someone launched a very expensive, instance, or my account might be compromised. If that was a situation, I can jump into the cost analysis and to look at what costs that much. And you can also customize dashboard based on your own needs. And what you can do is you can just go to the create a new dashboard, and you just put the axis as your monthly or y-axis as your actual, and just put all the data you need. As you can see, there are other platforms that's supported by CloudCheckr. I want to leave this. And the second tab is best practice, right? As I mentioned, there are 600 plus best practice check predefined by CloudCheckr. That was their own proprietary, protocol. So as you can see here, the first of all is most important part, which is security. And if you have an AWS environment, it's pretty hard to evaluate every single item, but CloudCheckr does the job. So what you can do here, you can just look into all the items marked as red. Let's say I have a contact details not up to date. I have a 5 default security group allowed traffic come in. So this is all the red alerts. Obviously, I didn't do proper job for my demo account, but it's only for demo purpose. And the cost issue. This is where you can save the money, right? And that's gonna be really value prop when you talk to your existing AWS customer. As you can see here, CloudCheckr pick up all the unused resources here. I have unused elastic IP addresses, I have unused ELB, I have unattached EBS volume. I also pick up all the idle resources, which are barely used. So let's look at the cost saving, right? I just talked about availability and usage later. Let's jump to the cost saving. If I follow all the practice here or check here, how much it's gonna save me? Just keep in mind, my monthly spend is just over 12K bar. Let's look at the cost saving cards. It's gonna save me $2,440.70. That's 20% of the saving, right? So the average saving you can implement CloudCheckr is about 15%. So that's 20%. It's not too bad. But let's look at why it's gonna save me that much. Because I have idle resource here, I have 5 instances here are idle. So which means I can literally look into the instance if someone accidentally launched an instance but forgot to terminate, or I can just literally remove all the end user resources. That's kind of instance saving for now. But they also give you a recommendation to purchase reserve instance. I will show you that recommendation later because they will break down your ROI in real detail. And if I follow, as I mentioned, if I follow all the recommendations, can save me 20%. Let's go back to the dashboard here. Let's go to the next tab. There's also availability problem here because I have EBS. I didn't do snapshot, right? Something happened to my EBS. I lost all the data, lost all the EC2. And they also have the RDS database backup disabled. So that means if my database goes to corrupted, I don't really have any backup. They also have some usage issue here. I can see here there was a lot of invalid AMI, but also picked up by CloudCheckr. If you have an AWS business support plan, CloudCheckr also put AWS Trusted Advisor captured from AWS environment back to the CloudCheckr. You can make the your decision based on all the resources from there. That's all the overview of the CloudCheckr. And I want to show you that for the partner, you can really customize your CloudCheckr. As you can see here, I put my logo as a vendor, right? And there's a CloudCheckr different account type. Your master account, which is your partner account, which is a payer. All this child account like Shield or Star Industry, maybe Captain American, gonna be payee accounts. That was your child account. So all the data from CloudCheckr come into the payer, and you can have the total control of your child account. So, and I can imagine that you can customize this logo and icon here by you go to the customization. You can put your logo icon. You can also change the theme and background color to match your vibe of your company website. You can literally put a login screen, login URL from a company website, redirect your customer go to CloudCheckr by using their login. And you can have a variety of the user permissions here. You can create a user, you can manage your role, you can also have API access to CloudCheckr if you have a DevOps team. So that's pretty much the main page of CloudCheckr. I go back to the CloudCheckr demo account because I got a lot of data to show here. Then on the left-hand side, there's a lot of features. As you can see, the first one is resources. Resources is your inventory view. As the AWS got more than 200 services and 25 regions, how are you going to track all the resources across the regions with a single account or multiple accounts? But CloudCheckr gave you these visibilities, right? And that was single pane of glass to track all the resources. The vast majority of the resources you can have the CloudCheckr here. And let's go to the EC2 instance, which is your virtual machine on AWS. I want to look at the summary of my EC2. How many EC2 under my accounts? And we scroll down a little bit. We have a 40 instance running here on demand. So I don't have a reserve instance here, but you can see I have a 40 instance across 7 regions, right? But if you have AWS experience, you don't really need to jump back and forth on the AWS console to have visibility of the instance. And let's see, as I mentioned, you have a 25 region. It's pretty hard to jump back and forth. But I just realized I don't really have any Mumbai business, right? But why there are 4 instances here? I can literally click on the region to see what are the 4 EC2 instances running there. As you can see, I have a full family matching instance and someone launched it but forgot to terminate. I know it stopped charging me the compute, but EBS still on my bill. I can literally talk to the team, remove all the EC2 instance, and just for cost saving. That's pretty much the summary. And as I mentioned, vast majority, you can also have an overview of your S3 bucket. You can also monitor a direct connection. CloudFront, auto scaling group, RDS database is all there. And one of the cool features here is called right sizing. I'll show you here. The right sizing, right? Just imagine how often do you monitor your performance, the EC2 virtual machine performance on your AWS environment, even on your VMware or Hyper-V environment. But CloudCheckr can monitor the environment real time for you. They give you the update almost every day. So that's the CloudCheckr right sizing, right? They give you 30-day performance data. Let's look at one of my big EC2 instance is T3X large. But in my past 30 days, the peak CPU usage is only 1.747%. The average is 1.19%. So I can literally downgrade from T3X large to T3 large to save about 8 cents per hour, right? So vast majority of the case, I would say 99.9 of the case is overutilized. The reason why is pretty simple, because we all from this old infrastructure background, we always overspec the virtual machine, but we never know the performance until we realize, okay, that was over provisioned. I understand over provision is really safe, but in the AWS, it costs you more, but you only pay what you need. That's why right sizing is pretty handy to evaluate all the performance of your EC2 instance. And after you change the EC2 instance to T3X large, you can determine purchase RI. Just for information, if you have no idea what is RI, it's called reserve instance. It's AWS term, is just you commit to use the virtual machine for 1 year or 3 years, so they give you a huge discount. But without knowing the type, it's hard to determine which instance type we're gonna commit. But CloudCheckr gave you the option, right? You can see I save about 8 cents per hour by changing the EC2 instance from T3X large to T3 large for cost saving, right? That saved me once. After I purchase RI for T3 large, I'm sorry, you're gonna save twice. So CloudCheckr give you ability to determine which reserve instance you're gonna purchase. And I'm going to talk about reserve instance here. If you I've just skipped automation for now. I'll talk about that later because we talk about reserve instance. As I mentioned, right? We can purchase reserve instance, but how are you going to present the reserve instance to your customer, especially their CFO or accounts team? CloudCheckr give you the ability, right? Because all the accounts team and CFO only care about the number. So let's put this account for instance. Give me 1 second. Recommendation EC2 by instance. CloudCheckr give you this all the data. You can start a conversation to their CFO how you optimize their saving and cloud cost optimization. Look at this all this data here. It's quite confused because there on the AWS you can have reserve instance pay no upfront. If you pay partial upfront, you can have a further discount. And if you pay all upfront, you got the like highest discount. So how are we gonna interpret that data and also start a conversation? They give you everything. CloudCheckr gave you everything. Let's look at this. If for this particular EC2 instance, if I do no upfront, it saved me about $539, right? But if I pay partially upfront, it saved me more. But one of the very important feature CloudCheckr gave you is how long you can break even. That was very good indicator for the CFO or accounts team, right? If I pay partially upfront, it takes 6 months to break even. But if we pay all upfront, I save more, but it takes longer to break even. So that was the CFO decision maker job to make decision, but you can present all the data to your customer, but that was really valuable. But if you have no CloudCheckr available, all you need to do is just put everything into Excel spreadsheet and do the calculation if you are really good at the Excel and also VBA. But CloudCheckr gave you everything. And as you can see, I skipped the one feature here is called automation. Automation make your engineer team life easier, and they don't really need to jump onto AWS Cloud Console. They can just clean up the security group, clean up the snapshot, clean up the volume from CloudCheckr by just select the volume and use the volume, or and use the snapshot by clicking on the button, remove them all. What I can do is I can just check this one, delete, and use security group. All done. So they don't really need to jump and back and forth. So one of the cost issue here is how you're gonna explain the billing to your customer. CloudCheckr got very good platform, which is advanced grouping. Let's do advanced grouping here. Let's imagine I have one account, but customer would like to know how much it's going to cost me from 1st of October until today. And you can see I have a lot of child account here. Let's look at the CloudCheckr Galaxy. What I can do here, I can just easily group by different parameters. What I normally do is I will do description to understand what's this for. I will also group by the services from AWS. As I mentioned, AWS got 200 services. It's pretty hard, right, to understand what are the services. And I also do the usage type. What I do here, I just do a filter. I understand some of you saying, okay, cool, I can also use the Cost Explorer to present it to the customer. But once you get to the CloudCheckr, you will realize CloudCheckr is much more user-friendly and it's much more intuitive. And let's look at the reports here, right? Wait for a second, and you can see there are a lot of lines here. Let's go a little bit. Because that was a lot of lines, it's just a little bit not responding, but you can see from 1st of October until today, and this account cost me about $1,015.09, right? But why? A customer gonna ask you why it cost me that much. You can see, you can explain to customer, you have a marketplace software usage about $350. You have another package software usage about $116. And then you have a QuickSight Enterprise Edition for the charges. You also have a Fargate, which is serverless. I pretty much containerize and compute for $66.56. Then you can scale down a little bit. Even every single CloudWatch charge, 73 cents, will be there. So it's pretty easy for you to explain to your customer. As I said, I mentioned in the slide, and AWS is not built for resale, but CloudCheckr makes your life a lot easier. And that is pretty much the advanced grouping. You can have more parameters there, or you can filter by the region, by AWS services, or by operation. You can literally put all this filter as a template of your invoice. So you can use this as an invoice and bill to your customer. So what I'm going to show you next is how you're going to invoice your customer. And if you don't have any invoice system here, and you can literally use the AWS to send an invoice. Let's go to the billing portal here. There's a report. I can generate the invoice. Just for your information, if you generate invoice, I'll do a summary or detailed invoice here, and the invoice pretty much identical to AWS. Let's do a demo here. You can see I have a Shield, Avenger, and Stock Industry. Let's do Avenger because that's the boss, right? And let's do, you can also do a convert currency. You can do USD to USD or US to AUD. But in this case, I will do USD here. Let's do a generate invoice. And once you generate invoice, you can generate in PDF, CSV, or HTML, right? It depends what you need. And as you can see, I have a PDF generated here. As you can see, they are identical to AWS Invoice, apart from the logo. I have a vendor here for my superhero. So I have a VPC charges, I have EC2 charges, I have a workspace charges because I did some demo forecast for my partners. So, and you can see all the charges are there, and eventually the total invoice is 147.72 USD. So what you can do here, you can pass this invoice to accounts team, or you can invoice this directly to your customer. What you can also do here, you can convert this to CSV, do a scheduled invoice to your admin team. Then they can copy the data from CSV to your CRM or your MAOP or Xero for accounting software, and give all the line item and to your customer. That also an option, but it depends on your business process. And the last but not, you can also have the total compliance check. As I mentioned earlier, right? If you have a compliance requirement, if your customer got regulatory problem, and you don't know where to start and where to finish, but CloudCheckr evaluate your AWS account environment, give you guidance. I will show you that later. There are a lot of industry standard compliance here. HIPAA's US standard is quite popular there. I'm talking about PCI DSS. If a customer hosts a website in AWS, they will do online transaction, but you will need a payment card industry compliance. But if your customer asks you how to get started, how to do it, but you can hire auditor, it's gonna cost you heaps. What you can do here is you can follow this compliance standards predefined into CloudCheckr for this particular vendor account. As you can see, I did some job. I have a 12 out of 26 in compliance, but not every single item set correctly. So I have first one is that we implement firewall and router configuration standard. So I don't know what's that, but I know I have a 27 region without AWS config enabled. What I can do here, I can just follow this guidance. They have 27 regions, but I don't really need to jump back and forth. All I need to do is request for fix, and CloudCheckr will fix it right away. I don't really need to jump into the AWS console to fix everything myself because I have a 27 region. I have to jump back and forth. But in this case, I can just click on one button, get everything sorted. As you can see, you can follow the guidance one by one until you got everything sorted. You can pass this audit trail to your auditor, and you got everything work done. And as I mentioned, you have a lot of compliance standard here, and I believe one of you is you might need, but just depends on your case. I'm happy to provide some feedback to CloudCheckr. If you need additional compliance standard for AWS environment, just let us know. And that was the last tab, was about security, right? How are you going to easily build your MSP business based on the CloudCheckr? CloudCheckr enabled that, gave you some quick wins because CloudCheckr got security manager for your MSP engineering team. So you don't really need to define a rule on AWS console. You can just leverage the pre-built alerts here. What you can hear is, I give you an example. IAM access key is IAM user. It's pretty crucial for the security compliance. If there's IAM key created, if you turn on this alert, they're gonna send you alert, right? If your customer accidentally create IAM access key or their account was compromised, you turn on this feature, they send you alert. Your engineer team can take it action right away. If your IAM password policy changed, you can turn it on, send the alert. Someone launched a new instance in a new region because all your customer resources within a senior region. But if someone accidentally launched an instance in Singapore or North Virginia, you can send an alert. You can turn on all of them, or you can build your predefined alert yourself. So they give you really flexible, and pre-built platform to enable your cloud MSP business. And as I said, it's pretty straightforward. I just want to talk about how you're going to onboard your existing AWS account to CloudCheckr. First of all, as your partner, you sign the distribution seller agreement with Ingram. And second, let us know what other accounts need to be onboarded. So what you can do here is pretty simple. I gave you the CloudCheckr login, and all you need to do here is just do a provider credentials. How are you going to do it? And you just click on the link, and this link will trigger a cloud formation. Create an IAM role on the AWS. And once you create IAM role, you just copy the ARN role, the role ARN to this field and click on update. The whole process no longer than 5 minutes. Pretty straightforward to get your AWS account on board with CloudCheckr. So just for information, you also need to put your billing usage report into the CloudCheckr, but that was also quite straightforward. Anyway, 15 minutes, you can have your CloudCheckr enabled, you can have a beautiful graphic, a visualized dashboard enabled here for your customer or for your AWS partner accounts. So yeah, just that's end of my demo. That's a really quite overview of the demo, but hopefully this is gonna be helpful. And to, as Paul mentioned, it's pretty easy. If you have an existing customer who has the AWS account, I'm happy to jump on the call with you guys and give them a CloudCheckr demo and to show the value prop of CloudCheckr, because it's, first of all, I mentioned it's free of charge. They can create more visibility on their AWS environment. They're gonna have a more saving, they have enhanced their security, and that was like quick win for you guys. I think that's end of my demo. The next one we're gonna have is Kahoot time. I will pass this presenter to Dorothy. And Dorothy, are you ready?
Yes, definitely ready. Thank you so much, Neo.
No worries. I will pass the presenter to you now.
Awesome.
Here we go.
Perfect. I hope you can all see my screen. Now, before I start, I just wanted to make sure everyone's prepped and ready for the Kahoot. So if you're not, please feel free to just type kahoot.it to start joining into the game, or if you've got the app, feel free to join that way as well. So we actually have 7 questions prepared for this Kahoot. We have 2 general knowledge questions and also 5 questions which are relevant to this webinar. So I hope you're all listening. So we've got the game pin. It is 8299030. It would also be easier to just put in your first name just so that we can track who the winner is. Awesome, we've got a few
Dorothy,
people.
Sorry to interrupt. Did you want to just say what the prizes will be?
Yeah, I was just about to mention that.
Sorry,
Yep,
yeah.
so the prize is actually one $100 Uber Eats voucher. So
Nice.
good luck to everyone joining in. And I'll give you guys a couple more seconds so we don't leave anyone behind.
And also, just quickly, Dorothy, if I could interrupt, if you do have any questions about what we've covered in, what Neo or myself covered in the webinar, if you just want to type it in the chat while waiting for the Kahoot quiz to start,
yeah,
we'll address them after that. Back to you, Dorothy. Thanks.
Awesome, thank you. And just wanted to plug in that this is a game of speed, so even if you get the questions wrong, you still get points for it. So yeah, just keep that in mind when joining. Awesome, thank you so much to those that have joined already. I'll give you a couple more seconds. And also wanted to note the 2 general knowledge questions are situated at the start and at the end of the Kahoot. So yeah, just to keep that in mind. That question 1 will be a fun one. Might give you all maybe 5 more seconds. Okay, all right, I'm going to kick start now, and good luck everyone. All right, question 1. The color of sunsets in Mars are red, blue, yellow, or green? So we've got 15 seconds left on the clock. And the answer is blue. So well done to the one person that got that right.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, neither did I. So well done to Michael T. Okay, and then we've got next question. What's the maximum margin if an AWS reseller chooses to work with Ingram Micro? Is it 3%, 4%, 5%, or 12%? Got 5 seconds left. And the answer is 12%. So well done to the bulk of you, the 8 of you that got that right. And we've still got Michael up the top. Well done to Ralph and Nat as well. Okay, true or false, all Ingram Micro AWS partners get free access to the CloudCheckr billing and management tool for free of charge. I hope you all get this one right. I hope you're all listening. So we've got 8 seconds left. Awesome, well done everyone. The answer is true. So we've still got Michael coming first. Okay, question 4. Which of the following features is not supported by CloudCheckr? Is it resource summary, billing reporting, launch new EC2 instance, or total compliance? I think we're waiting on one more answer. Awesome, so well done to the 10 of you. The answer is launch new EC2 instance. All right, so well done to Ralph coming first. Got question 5, true or false, AWS customers can use CloudCheckr best practice for cost saving. You guys are getting really quick at this one, so we've just got one person we're waiting for. Got 5 seconds left. And the answer is true. So well done. We've still got Ralph on the top of the leaderboard. Okay, next question. Question 6, true or false? AWS customers can use CloudCheckr for EC2 instance right sizing. We've got 15 seconds left for that last person that still hasn't responded. The answer is true, so well done to the 8 of you. And we've still got Ralph coming first. Got one more question to go, I believe. So this could be anyone's game at this point. So we've still got the bomb and Michael T, Gordon and KJ, which can still win. So the last question, the majority of polar bears live in Canada, Antarctica, Alaska, or Russia? This is actually a very tricky one. So whoever gets this right, kudos to them. We've got 5 seconds left. And the answer is Canada. So no one got it right, but that's all good. I don't blame you. And let's see the scores. So keep in mind the winner gets a $100 Uber Eats voucher. So well done, Michael T. and the bomb. And the winner is Ralph. So well done, Ralph. Please feel free to put your name in the chat box so that we can contact you after this webinar and we can organize your gift. And thank you everyone for joining this Kahoot. Hope this was fun for you. And I'll pass this back over to Neo. And if anyone's got any questions to add to the webinar, feel free to do so now.
Thanks, Dorothy. And congratulations to all the winners. Ralph, of course, hope you enjoy that Uber Eats voucher. Just quickly wrapping up, as I said, if you do have any questions, please type them into the chat box. We'll do our best to answer them or reach out to me offline. Just quickly before I wrap, a couple of information about some Christmas promotions we've got coming up. You've probably seen this slide about, that's the, I'm not a Star Wars fan, that's either the Death Star or the Millennium Falcon, one of the two, but it's, no, Imperial Star Destroyer, sorry. I don't know my Star Wars very well.
Yeah,
but that,
neither.
Yeah, that's available. That's one of the prizes we have on offer. So if you're a Star Wars freak or into Lego, this is a great way to potentially earn that magnificent prize. So you can see the terms and conditions just underneath there. So if you do have some customers who are on AWS, then this is a good way to earn some nice prizes. Next slide, please. Now, thanks. Yeah, so you probably would have seen something about this. Basically, we're offering some cash prizes to people for partners who bring their customers AWS over to Ingram. We'll send some details about that. I think some details have gone out about that, haven't they, Dorothy? So in terms of the email trails,
yes, they
emails have gone out. Yeah, excellent. But the bottom line is, if you have customers that are using AWS and you bring them over to Ingram, we will give you a whole range of gift vouchers depending on how much consumption they bring across. So as I said, if you'd like to know more about that, then check your inbox. You've probably got it. There'll probably be an email about that. Reach out to myself or Neo offline. But high level, if you've got some customers that are consuming AWS, you bring them over to Ingram, you've got the chance to earn some great cash prizes there. Next slide, please, Neo. Yeah, and this just touches on the Path to Partnership program, which I talked about earlier. This is available free of charge, where we put you in contact with that organization, with Syncorg rather, who help you build out an AWS business plan to help you develop your AWS practice. So if you would like to know more about that, then please reach out to myself or Neo or anyone else in the AWS team, and we can certainly help you along that. Next slide, please. Yeah, and just last slide before we wrap up, just quickly to introduce the team. We've got myself, we've got my colleague Sunny, we've got Neo, of course, who gave the presentation, and Engage. We're based here in Sydney, Australia. And of course, let's not forget our friends over in New Zealand. We've got Sandy and Kalpesh. Sandy is the BDM, and of course, Kalpesh is a solutions architect. So please, you can see our contact details there. It's just first name, last name @ingrammicro.com. Please reach out to any of us if you've got any questions about anything that we discussed in today's webinar, or if you'd like to know anything about AWS. Next slide, please, Neo. Okay. So if you've got any questions, please type them into the Q&A box, or just reach out to myself or anyone of us offline. Let's have a quick check. I don't think there's anything's come through. Yeah, no, it doesn't look like there's anything. So look, guys, it's just on 10 to 2. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you found today productive and worthwhile. Thank you, Neo, great presentation. Thank you, Dorothy, for the Q&A. Just quickly remind the people who won the Uber Eats vouchers, just type your name in the chat box there so we can send it out to you. I think I know who Ralph is, but just make sure we've got your details there. Thank you so much for your time. Just quickly before I let you go, if your customers are on AWS at the moment, reach out to them, give them a demo of CloudCheckr. I think you'll be amazed at the functionality and the cost savings and the things the customer can discover about their AWS environment. The feedback we've had from partners who've used CloudCheckr has been amazing. It's available to you free of charge. It's a great way to get the AWS conversation started, and myself and Neo are here to help. Thank you so much for your time. I'll close it there. Have a great week and look forward to working with you again. Thank you so much. Goodbye.